that this ordinance is in contradiction with our international obligations to the International Covenant of Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. And I quote, Article 34 of the ICESCR says that states part of the covenant must refrain from limiting access to contraceptives, and that states must abstain from discriminatory practices relating to women's health and needs. Now, with the structure of this ordinance, the way it is worded, when you restrict access to contraceptives in this way by requiring prescription, even though, as mentioned earlier by our esteemed colleagues, this is not a drug covered by prescription, that you are violating our state's obligation to ICESCR, and that by essentially requiring that the purchasers of contraceptives be listed in records, of which most of these, of course, will be women, we discriminate against the rights of women to privacy and to equality under the law. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May we have a reply?
First of all, when you talk about the rights of women, women also have rights to correct information. So how can you make a correct information?
What's your first name? Kevin.
So precisely the prescription is to protect women. Because although we encounter patients who are willing to take the risk of having all the adverse events that I already discussed, including the abortifacient properties, there are a lot more women who will be conscious not to take it because they're afraid of the adverse effects. So I thought you were for the rights of women. Are we for the rights of women to die without knowing what hit them?
Have you heard of HIV?
Because among the poor, when in a free clinics, for example, you see a woman in her 20s with severe hypertension at 200, and then you ask her, bakit hindi na nagkasang presyon mo? Ang bata-bata mo pa. Ini-injectionan po kasi ako, okay, still-check ba ang blood pressure mo every time ka-injectionan, every 3 months? Hindi po. Bago ka-injectionan, chinek ba ang blood pressure mo? Hindi po. Pag pumunta ka sa health center, pag meron ka admission ng 200, bibigyan ka ba ng libreng gamot para sa hypertension? Hindi. Bahala ka sa sarili mo. And that's precisely the problem among the poor. They say here it's for the poor. Pero sa Amerika po, pag meron kang adverse effects, naka-announce po, you can call a 1-800 number if you are suffering from the adverse effects of the birth control pill. Because now they're afraid of litigation. Because remember the WHO already said all the adverse effects. And it's a package insert. I mentioned to you about Barbara Seaman. Barbara Seaman is not even pro-life. Barbara Seaman is a science journalist from Columbia University. Please read it. If there are women on any side who are interested to know what's best for them, Barbara Seaman is the person to read because she researched on the adverse effects of synthetic estrogen for over 10 years. She even talked to Charles Dance, the one who discovered the synthetic or developed synthetic estrogen on the part of the British side. Why did the British side work on getting the synthetic estrogen? Because the Nazis were the first to develop the synthetic estrogen. Adolf Hitler. That's the connection. And you have to know the history. Please read history.
She has 1 minute to go.
Are we preserving the rights of women? The rights of women is to know. I can only make decisions for myself if I'm informed correctly of all the information. That is informed decision. So only a doctor can give you that. If you get it from the science store, with the little boys know that it has a failure rate of 30% in preventing pregnancy. You know, our young students in Makati Med did a survey on young people in the Makati City Public School on the effects of voluntary sex ed on them. And what did they discover? 90% of the kids are not sexually active. Why? Because their parents
15 seconds.
And then 10% are using condoms. And among the 10% who are using condoms, there's a high failure rate. And among those who failed, a lot of them got pregnant, and those who got pregnant resorted to abortion. That's the
Time, please. Thank you. Is there a response from the other side?
Baby, sino yun?
I'm glad that the doctor mentioned that there should be informed choice, because if she believes that, then she should go against the ordinance. Because the ordinance itself does not provide any provision about educating the people with the right to the. Thank you very much. We will now ask from the pro side The second question.